Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our December 8th Board of Education business meeting. If we can start by standing for the salute to the flag and a moment of silence for the mother-in-law of Christine von Rakowski and our former board member, Michael Citarella. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, item D, approval of minutes from November 17th, 2022. Item E, acknowledgement and acceptance of financial reports and budget transfers as printed. And item F, communications to the Board of Education. We've received communications from Jenna Miller, Katie Paget, Jennifer Strauss, Perry Fuchs, Linda Cordian DiChiara, and Stephen Lapolis. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item G, superintendent's report.
Great, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm John McNamara, Superintendent of Schools. Thank you for coming tonight. A few things to report back on. First off, we always like to start with some good news that we have. So I'm going to begin there. First, we have a member of our staff that is retiring. We just accepted his retirement at our last board meeting, so we wanted to take a moment to recognize him tonight, and that's Dr. Stephen Taylor, who is a school psychologist for us at Wantagh Middle School and at Wantagh Elementary School. Steve's retiring after 30 years of service. Not only has he been with us for 30 years, but he's also a Wantagh High School grad, class of 1984. So he's graduating for the second time tonight. So congratulations to Steve. Steve's dedication to this district and community are certainly commendable. After completing his advanced degrees, he returned to our community to help students that needed him the most. He's a man with a huge heart that cares deeply about the work that he does each day with his students. I came across a handwritten note when I was kind of thumbing through Dr. Taylor's personnel file that was in there from 2001, and when I read it, I thought it kind of summarized the work that Steve has done here in Wantagh over the past 30 years. So, and it was an unusual thing in a personnel file because it was a little card that was sent to district office from one of the families in the district that just wanted to commend Dr. Taylor for the work that they had done over 3 years with their child. So I just wanted to read an excerpt from it. I'm writing this letter to commend to the highest level the skills and compassion of middle school psychologist Dr. Taylor. For the past 3 years, he has particularly given emotional support and guidance, not just to my son, but also to me. We are getting through an extremely troublesome time in our lives because Dr. Taylor has provided us a steady and guiding light. Quite frankly, without Dr. Taylor, I do not know where we would be right now. The Wantagh schools are most fortunate to have someone of Dr. Taylor's caliber, and my son and I will be forever grateful to him. I think that says it all about the legacy of Dr. Taylor here at Wantagh Middle School. Steve, we've been certainly fortunate to have you here for the past 30 years, and we want to congratulate you on your retirement and wish you well in this next chapter. So all the best. I have a little plaque for you. I'd love you if you to come up here, Steve. All right, and then on the other side of their career, we're also recognizing someone for tenure tonight. We're going to be on this board agenda appointing one of our special education teachers with the recognition of tenure, and that's Kelsey Rieger. Kelsey has been with us for the past several years as a special education teacher over at Mandalay Elementary School, and she has been an integral part of the development of our special education program at Mandalay, a program that she really has been here for from the ground up, program that we started several years ago. And I've had the pleasure of visiting Kelsey's class many times, and I never leave there without being impressed. It is an absolute pleasure to walk in to her room and see the tremendous work that she does with her students each and every day. I am always in awe of her ability to multitask. She does it like nobody can do it. She has multiple things going on in her room at all times to provide for the needs of her diverse learners, and she just does it seamlessly and what seems like effortlessly. And I think that is just one of the hallmarks of a great special educator. So we're thrilled to be recognizing her tonight for tenure. We'll have a formal reception in the spring when we traditionally do that. But Kelsey's here tonight, so I just would like to recognize her and give her a round of applause for this accomplishment. Congratulations. Also some good news. We're happy to share that 2 of our 3 propositions for our bond were successful on Tuesday. I want to thank all the members of the community that were engaged in this process throughout. It was a lengthy one. All of the folks that participated in our informational meetings and our forums and our surveys, our capital improvements committee that met multiple times throughout the year last year to really put together a thoughtful plan of how to improve our facilities. I'd also like to thank Anthony Cedrone, our Assistant Superintendent for Business. He put in countless hours into this project and just did an outstanding job seeing it through to the vote on Tuesday. We had, as I said, 2 of the propositions that were successful. The first proposition really is in large part an infrastructure project that is going to be mainly windows and unit ventilator replacements throughout all of our classrooms. It'll provide new HVAC there, both heating and air conditioning in all of our instructional spaces, and also the electrical upgrades to go along with that. We also had proposition number 3 that was successful as well, which will see some significant upgrades to all of our bathrooms across the district. Once again, much needed infrastructure upgrades. As well as cafeteria renovation here at Wantagh High School, kitchen renovations across all 3 elementary schools, and then our library and courtyard renovations as well. So we're excited about all those projects. We'll be presenting a timeline to the community in terms of when those projects will commence, and so when we expect them to be completed in the coming months. And then we'll continue to update the website on our designated bond page. We'll update that with the progress of all the projects. And once again, I thank all the members of the community that came out and supported our referendum. I'd also like to recognize our district clerk, Elaine McGuigan. She's had the task of running multiple votes and multiple elections over the course of the past several years, and she always does that seamlessly and puts in a tremendous amount of time and effort into that, and takes great pride in how she does that. And it just gives me such great confidence to know that she's at the helm running those, because I know what an unbelievable job she does. So I just wanted to, she's here tonight, I just wanted to recognize her and thank her for her work there. All right, and then lastly for me tonight, I have 2 more items. One is just to update the board on our senior citizen and persons with disabilities property tax exemptions. We received word last month from Nassau County that they are that they did approve the state program to increase the tax exemption limits for senior citizens and the disabled. So we would need to hold a public hearing if we would like to do that. The county leaves that up to local school districts. They give them the choice to participate in that program or not. And basically the program gives some tax relief to our seniors and to the disabled. and they require us to hold a public hearing. So I'd recommend to the board that we do that. The requirement would be to do that by January 2nd. If the board agrees, we'll set up that hearing for the 2nd. So I just wanted to mention that tonight as well. And then lastly, we received some directive regarding Native American mascots from the New York State Education Department last month. We're really currently awaiting what we're hearing is we'll get some additional guidance and regulation in the coming weeks from New York State regarding this memo that we received. And we're really just waiting for that. We know that our warrior nickname and our logo is something that is near and dear to in the hearts of so many of our members of our community. So we'll put together a really thoughtful process to take a look at that. Once we return from the holiday break, so that the community can give us some feedback regarding that. And we'll address it then. But everything that I'm hearing is that we're going to receive some additional regulation and guidance within the next several weeks regarding that. I'll continue to keep the board updated regarding that. And certainly from me and the rest of the admin team and the Board of Ed, I wish everybody a happy holidays, and I will turn it back over to Mrs. Reich.
Thank you, Mr. McNamara. Before we move on with the agenda, I just wanted to take a moment on behalf of the members of the Board of Education to thank administration, specifically Mr. McNamara and Mr. Cedrone, for all the work they put into our bond referendum. Many don't realize how many years this has really been in the works. Unfortunately, it was slightly delayed by COVID, but once we got through it, they solicited bids from architects and construction managers, poured through several proposals, all at least an inch thick, developed a committee to survey our buildings and property, consisting of supervisors, staff members, and community members, reviewed their recommendations for projects to be completed, and consulted with financial advisors. Hours were spent in the boardroom moving index cards, each labeled with a specific project, from one proposition column to another, as if they were conducting the NFL draft or a CSI investigation. They worked the numbers, reworked the numbers, and then reworked the numbers again to be sure our Proposition 1 was tax neutral. Mr. McNamara worked with Syntax, our public relations firm, on branding, signage, newsletters, and prepared slides for his presentations, which he could probably say in his sleep now. I also want to thank our district clerk, Mrs. McGuigan, for running this off-cycle election seamlessly. We know how many hours you put into each election with voter registration and traveling to each building to oversee the workers from the Board of Elections, so thank you for being our super district clerk. And although we're a little disappointed we didn't go 3 for 3, we are extremely excited to get moving on the almost $54 million worth of improvements that this community has approved to update and secure our buildings for our students and staff to learn and work in every day. We look forward to giving our community members a greater sense of pride in this district, so thank you. And also, again, have a wonderful holiday season, if I don't say so by the end of this meeting. Okay, now on to the agenda. Item H, report of the administration. Item H1, personnel actions, instructional staff. Item H1A, resignation. Item H1B, tenure recommendation. C, 6th instructional class. D, requests for leave of absence. E, temporary appointment for teachers on leave. F, rescission of club extracurricular appointments. G, appointments to club extracurricular activities. H, appointment to coaching assignments. And I, appointment of instructional substitutes. Can I have a motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item H2, personnel actions, civil service. Item H2A, resignations. B, requests for leave of absence. C, appointments of civil service personnel. And D, appointment of non-instructional substitutes. Can I have a motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item H3, contractual and other authorizations. Donations. The Board of Education approves a donation from the New York Life Foundation of 6 checks totaling $164 to the Wantagh School District. These checks represent donations made by individuals who participate in the matching gifts program of the New York Life Giving Campaign. Item B, extra classroom activity charters. C, health service agreement. D, special education tuition contract. And E, disposal of obsolete equipment. Can I have a motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And item I, unfinished business, there is none. Item J, new business, approval of committees on special education and preschool special education recommendations. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And can I have a motion to adjourn?
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that concludes our agenda. We will now move on to our groups, and we will start with our student government, Sean Brown and Nyla Lester.
Good evening, Wantagh community. December is yet another busy month here at the high school. At the end of this past month, many Wantagh students took to the stage to display their talents in both the Senior Variety Show and the Wantagh Theater Program's production of Radium Girls. Additionally, on Monday, December 5th, 66 juniors were inducted into the National Honor Society.
Additionally, there are some other ongoing club activities here for the holidays as well. Key Club is participating in the John Thiessen Children's Foundation annual holiday toy drive, so toys can be placed in the box in the main lobby now until December 16th. The Spanish Club is also holding a holiday food drive for the Wantagh Memorial Congregational Church now until December 23rd. And our Christian and Jewish Club are conducting a coat drive to help us stay warm this winter.
Our music students will also be performing this month, as the high school orchestra and chorus concert will be on Thursday, December 15th, and the band concert will be on Thursday, December 22nd. Winter sports are in full swing, and this week both the girls and boys varsity basketball teams won their games against Stony Brook and Clark. The winter track team, bowling team, and boys swim and dive team are also doing a great job as well.
And that's all we have going on for this month in December. So thank you for your time here tonight and happy holidays.
Thank you, Sean and Nyla. Okay, anyone from the foundation? No? Forest Lake. Mandalay PTA. Wantagh L. SEPTA.
Hi, everybody. Excuse me. We just finished our holiday cookie drive, which was very successful. We thank everybody who participated, and deliveries will be next week, and pickups are next week. Those who registered or signed up to be delivered, delivered by an elf. That'll be happening on the 16th, I believe. But thank you to everyone who participated. Every Wednesday in December, we have a fundraiser going on at Phil's Pizza. They're donating a percentage of the sales every Wednesday to SEPTA through the whole month of December. So we hope you participate in that. Our next meeting is Wednesday, January 11th at 7:30 in room 150, the Wantagh High School. Understanding behavior strategies for increasing positive interactions. We also have a Family Fun Day on January 16th at Planet Play in Belmore from 10:30 to 11:30 for SEPTA members, kids of SEPTA members from kindergarten through 5th grade. There are about 10 spots left. So if anyone wants to sign up for that, if you're a SEPTA member and you have a child that would like to go to that. And our big fundraiser is happening in March 25th. It's going to be at a local venue. There'll be more news about that after the new year. And that's it. Thank you.
Oh, you staying up here for 612?
No, nothing holiday. Okay. Hi, I'm Chrissy Rothhop, co-president 612. Mary Beth's here to help me.
Okay. I'm standing in for Jen.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Money, 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 money.
Money. Pies.
Pasta.
Socks.
umbrellas. We are working hard to sell a variety of fun and useful items so that we can bring all the good stuff to our middle school and high school students towards the end of the year. So see us if you're hungry, if you have cold feet, or if you want to stand in the rain with some Wantagh pride. Spoiler alert.
Comedy night is on March 15th. More to come on that one.
Cliffhanger alert. 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer. 612 has been making the rounds at the local watering holes. Irish Poet fundraiser was in November, and coming up on January 23rd and 24th, we have a craft restaurant fundraiser. 10% of the sales will go to 612.
Celebrate good times. Come on. 612 was proud to provide balloons and refreshments at the National Honor Society ceremony this week. Congrats to the inductees and their families for the well-deserved honor.
And thank you to everything that you guys did for the bond, and happy holidays. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Anyone from PTA Council? Sports Booster Club. And Bandwagon? No. And Drama Club. Okay, so at this time, if anyone has any issues they'd like to bring to our attention, you're more than welcome to come to our microphone.
Good evening. My name is Marilyn Rich. I reside in Wantagh. My children attend school in the district. I'd like to update the district and the board on what occurred this morning at the New York State Department of Health, Public Health, and Health Planning Council meeting. They once again adopted COVID Regulation 2.60, Title 10 NYCRR, which is face coverings for COVID-19 prevention for emergency adoption again. The addition to that section was the governor can use any RSV and some other, the tridemic, whatever other respiratory diseases are out there to invoke mask coverings, face coverings when she likes. The mention of schools wasn't specific to this, but it is there, again, once for emergency adoption, so I see she will probably follow suit on that. Also of interest happening, notice went out in July from the New York State Education Department where they are amping up hybrid learning. $20 million went to that program moving forward. So I don't know if the board or the district is preparing to have teachers go hybrid at any time soon, but that is something that is circulating now in other districts. My thought, and I could be wrong, is that this would be prepared for parents that do not want to vaccinate their children, may be given an option from the New York State Education Department to go hybrid. That's a speculation at this point, but I wouldn't put it past the current governor. I don't know if the board is preparing for people not wanting to wear masks, if any information has come down about masks at this point, if we're addressing it yet, or if anything is coming down about vaccinations at this point. I don't think at this point in time people are changing their mind on whether or not they're going to vaccinate their children, and there is a good majority, not a majority, but a good amount of people in Wantagh that I know personally and that I've spoken to that will not vaccinate their children. So there are numbers out there. There will be some pushback if that does come down, so I don't know if the board's preparing, but there is a lot of talk and things happening within the New York State Education Department that I wanted you to be aware of. Thank you.
All right, seeing no one else, we'll end our public comment period. Oh, do we have somebody else? Oh, okay.
Hi, good evening. Gina Dignan. I have a son in Wantagh High School. I just had a question. Mr. Cedrone, I had left a message for you prior to Thanksgiving. I'm not even sure if you got it. It was maybe even the day before. What is the protocol when unenrolling a child who will be attending Catholic school, and how does the funding differ for a full-time student in the district versus one that's in Catholic school? Is there something that a parent needs to do in order to make sure that that child is accounted for properly within the district funding? So that was my only question. Thanks.
right, seeing no one else, we'll close our public comment period. I'll turn it over to Mr. Cedrone, who can answer that question for you.
Thank you. So I do remember the message, thank you, but I apologize because I thought it had cycled back to you through central registration, so my apologies for not getting you the answer. So typically what happens when a family chooses to enroll their child in a non-public school, Catholic, private, whatever, it doesn't matter, there's nothing that anybody has to do, right? So on our end, we just keep track of them to make sure that they in fact live in Wantagh, because there is money in the budget for, we're required by law to pay for the nurses that are in those non-public schools that take care of those kids. We're required to transport them, and we're required to provide them with textbooks. So since there is budgetary money implications for those children, we make sure that everybody's registered, lives in Wantagh, and then would therefore, be entitled, for the taxes that they pay to those benefits for those children in those schools. But that's nothing that a parent has to do. That happens on our end. So the registration question is, we group them in a group called non-public school students just so that we can track them for those purposes only. And then as a result of spending that money, there are formulas in the state aid equations that reimburse us per student amounts for textbook, nurses, any library type materials, because it's per pupil, and when they do per pupil, it's not, they don't count just the 2,800 kids in Wantagh public schools. It would be 3,000 roughly, right? They would do public school kids plus non-public school kids, and then you get a per pupil reimbursement. And other than reporting what we spent, there's nothing that we do to make that happen either. There's no fill out a form to get it. There's nothing on the parents' part. It's just a mechanism of how us spending it and the state aid reimbursement works.
All right, and then Mrs. Rich, thank you for your comments and updates regarding the meeting of the DOH today. We appreciate that. We'll continue to watch that as well, but nothing new on our end on that front. We haven't received any other direction or any other guidance related to that at this point in time, but we appreciate the update. All right, thank you, everyone. Have a great night.